Out of there, Nino.
All right. All right. All right. So let's start that conversation again. The one we had on the phone earlier.
All right. Well, I want to know what the status is of the serial gang-related shooting legislation that we passed off to you.
I have been waiting for feedback from my office, all of which are busy running for office. Now here's the reality of things, and I know you're not going to like it, Turner, but fact of the matter is VAF got passed on the 8th, and we have since been having to review DOJ stuff, including the new search and seizure. So that entire effort is not completed yet. Now you may not see this, and I'm going to presume based on what I take from the energy from the phone call, because I tried to explain this, I don't think it got conveyed. Let me preface by saying I've been sick the last 3 days. I'm still sick right now, which means if I try to put any brain power behind anything, I'm going to end up with a migraine like I've got right now. So realistically, over the next 4 days, even if I put this out, I then got to deal with the next couple days having to deal with the bullshit surrounding it. Now, I know that you are not aware because you are not present when this bullshit occurs. But any time a new place of legislation goes forward, there needs to be a presumption of hours of conversations and negotiations, which is quite a bit of effort. So, realistically, I don't know if these guys are going to come back with the feedback we need in time. And in addition to that, I don't know if I've got the energy left in me to actually complete the work within 5 days. So that's kind of where we stand right now. Now, while I know this is something that we wanted to get done, shit happens, right? So,
hopefully you understand it from my point of view then as well.
Which is?
That when we spoke about it on the 26th.
Correct.
Of June, and I got it to you on the 27th, and you told me that would get done if we went the VAF route, which, you know, we each had our own opinions of VAF, which is fine. You know, I expected it, frankly, without sugarcoating, I expected it to be done.
Yeah.
I understand there's other things going on. I'm not
okay.
naive to that, to think that there's not other things going on, but I after that conversation, what we've been dealing with.
Yeah.
Was hoping that you understood that was
it is. Look,
pretty high on our agenda, or one of them, you know, because we're trying to combat what we're dealing with.
And I recognize that. The reality of the matter is things go quick sometimes, and sometimes things take a long time. VAF in and of itself is not completed yet. Like I said, search and seizure has been the big point of topic as of last week. Alongside that new piece of legislation that just got posted.
Which one was it?
The one on City Hall. It's been there for a couple days now.
What is it called?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's right. Let me call you right back there, Maxwell. I mean, you know, that's fair enough. I mean, that's different than what we spoke about on the phone. I understand it. I get it.
Listen, I'm sorry if I popped off on you. It sounded like you weren't picking up on what I was putting down. You know what I mean? Like, we got down to the finish line, right? And I got sick. I mean, I don't know what to do at that point, right? Thing is, and I hope you recognize this. If this goes through, right, it's not going to be that it just goes up there. It's going to get contested. It's going to lead to probably dozens of hours of conversation with those who will and may try to contest the legislation, right? It's not just a simple signature, right?
No, I
at the end of the day, all these things that even the VAF repeal, that was a decision I ultimately made. And even then, I didn't know if we had enough bandwidth for it. And this is now the main reason I wanted to chat. I'm gone in 4 days, right? I probably worked harder than I needed to the last 2 weeks. Most of that stuff you're not going to be able to see, right? The judges are aware. Others are aware. I don't just sit around driving around all day. There's a lot of shit that's on my plate. I could have checked out a long time ago. I didn't. So last week I told Ruby if she needs more money for shift 2, which apparently she's not getting. I mean, you're going to have to fact check with her, right? To make sure those bills come my way. You're going to have a new mayor here soon. I'm not going to be there in order to try to... I'm not going to be there, right? I might not be... That next mayor may not be as available as I am. It's going to... Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully that next mayor is better than I am. Genuinely. But... there's a couple things that I want to leave behind, which I hope you take to heart.
All right.
The PD genuinely needs to start working and understanding legislation way better than it currently is. Y'all need to be a master of your own domain. We don't know what's going to happen to Blaine County soon. We genuinely don't. Why is it that it's taken so long for some of the things that PD has needed legislatively to get done? It's because there's... Ultimately, Maeve had to write that legislation that you put on my desk after I recommended it. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah. Maeve did write it with Michael.
Correct. You need somebody to be your advocate, and that is not the mayor. It's not going to be Michael. It's not going to be Max. It's not going to be... They're going to have way too much shit on their plate to be writing those things. You need somebody in your office. I don't know where it's going to come from, but you need it. You can... Now, we can sit here, and this isn't the first time we've had this conversation. But you need someone there, and it cannot be somebody outside of your department. Otherwise, we'll end up with the same, 3 months of VAF discussions. You need something, it's written, it's done. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's I plan to utilize Wes and Maeve for those things. Yeah, the writing aspect, and then I'll be the one who would most likely carry it along.
You probably need a team, to be honest. I
don't disagree.
Guys, it's pull up that new legislation I just wrote up. Take a look at it. You'll see why it's relevant.
Establishment of the Legislative Reform and Public Referendum Act. The purpose, or the pursuit of more intrusive and transparent democratic
Chat, I could be
process
crashing out here, but I'm trying to be as nice as I can. You know what I mean?
Contribute to legislative reform and policy
But
development.
like, what am I gonna do?
Santos
Donkey is gonna donkey. You know what I mean?
County. We're granting bar-certified lawyers the ability to formally propose legislation and establish a structured response and referendum process. This bill aims to strengthen community representation and support collaborative governance.
I'm trying to be fair because at the end of the day, we're done. Now, whether or not they take this
in detail right now
and run with it.
Bar-certified lawyers are going to be able to propose legislation as the legislative bodies previously have.
That includes the police department.
Okay.
So, I recognize, and this isn't specifically for just you, but that means everybody in the state. But it does help you guys. Whether it's the police department, whether it's EMS, whether it's different segments of Los Santos County, you can push shit forward, and then it must be reviewed. So,
by must be reviewed, what do you mean by that? By the mayor or legislative body, or
take a look at the section in there that says it all. Look, I'm forcing you guys to take a look at this because it is a very important piece of document, and I don't want it. Nino said, "It's what does this document say?" Right?
Okay, so TLDR, bar certified lawyers can submit it. If it doesn't get approved or rejected, we can we can trigger a public vote. Done with 50 signatures.
Yeah.
Record will be kept on the state website. Safeguards. Can't be resubmitted for 30 days. And if you keep resubmitting, there's going to be repercussions. And it can only be repealed or amended by public referendum.
what's with the yellow verbiage on there?
The yellow. You'll notice the two posts prior to that.
I'm sorry. Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
There's two posts. The yellow is what was added after the DOJ review.
Oh shit! I didn't see the second part. Okay.
That. Just a moment here, still reading on it. Where does it state that PD is included in this? Am I missing that?
Your civilians that are bar certified individuals. We wouldn't write PD specifically. You're part of the community.
So essentially, you're saying our bar certified officers. Just any bar certified person can do it.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, is civilian used in the verbiage?
Let's see. Where's the definition?
You have bar certified attorneys in the in the police department.
Because technically we're not civilians. Civilians would, I think the legal definition of a civilian.
I don't think it says
not
civilian.
Okay.
It says bar certified lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. Yeah. Article 1.
Yeah. So
Prevent the abuse of referendums by non-elected individuals. Any legislation proposed via the pathway must be endorsed by 1, a cosigner who is bar certified, or 2, 50. So okay, so this is same threshold required to push. So
that's if it's declined. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a bar certified lawyer can submit any written legislation as long as it follows the guidelines. But if it gets declined by the powers in place, then it can be put forth from a second cosigner, and they could resubmit, or going to 50 verified civilian signatures, which then it would go to a public vote. Is that correct, Nino?
If that's what it says in there, yeah. The way to summarize this is, give me, sorry, 1 second. The judge is reviewing this simultaneously. Where is it? Wait, ask that question one more time.
I just said, so basically, if it gets denied from the powers that be, it could be resubmitted with a second bar certified cosigner, or by gathering, or by gathering 50 verified civilian signatures, into which it goes into a public forum and it's voted on.
Yeah. So the idea behind this is that you no longer would need to wait for a mayor to do all the work, right? That fundamentally does not scale. So even the premise.
Still has to approve it, though, is that right?
I'm sorry?
The mayor still has to approve it, though, right?
No. If it gets declined,
choice.
Yeah, if it gets declined, then it could go to 50 verified civilian signatures. Unless I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but.
Upon submission, the relevant legislative authority, example, Los Angeles County Mayor's Office, acknowledges it in 5 business days. Acknowledged, not approves. Okay. A formal response must be provided. So either denying it, supporting it, or working with them to rewrite it, essentially. So it does require approval.
No. So
Section 1.2 then.
It's an either or. So hold on. Okay. So we'll go through this together. So authorized legislative writers. This is who can write it, right? Then legislative authority responds. Upon submission, the authority shall acknowledge receipt within 5 days, which means the mayor's office has to say, hey, we got a copy of this, right? Then comes B, a response, right? Which means that they can sign it, which means that's option A. Or failure to respond within the specified time is a declination. But then there's Article 2, right? If a legislative authority declines a submission, the submitting bar certified authority may initiate a public referendum. So to summarize what this means is that if you write legislation, like in the case of this serial gang related, you guys can do all the upfront stuff, and then the mayor has to give a response as to whether they're going to accept it or not accept it within 5 days. That's what currently exists, except there is no timeline. But you now have a separate path by which, if the mayor does not agree, you can still get it pushed forward.
You're circumnavigating the mayor. Or you can, I should say.
I think it's more of a fail-safe, if I'm not wrong,
Correct.
you know? So if the mayor is just like, fuck it, I'm off in La La Land, what ends up happening is you submit something to the mayor. They have to respond within 5 days. And then after that response, they have another 5 days where they could either sign it or they could decline it. After that goes up, you get a second bar certified attorney to resubmit it to a public forum, but you have to have 50 members of the public sign it. So then it goes into an open format of essentially voting in which the public could then vote. And that way what ends up happening is it's just like a failsafe for a shitty mayor.
It's not even that it's a shitty mayor. It's that, I mean, it could be a number of things.
Yeah. Amongst other things.
They're not around. They disagree with the legislation. You're not getting a response, etc., etc. So,
I recognize that, but at the same time, it's double-edged, right? If a mayor was like, you know, essentially, say we want to push just using gang-related shooting, say you're completely against that. I say, you know what? That's okay. I'm getting a bar, you know, a bar-certified lawyer to co-sign it. It gets pushed through anyways, right? Then what happens? You contest it as a mayor.
How is it getting pushed through anyways?
No, with this legislation in place.
But it doesn't get pushed through anyways. You still have to do everything else.
Yeah, so
It doesn't magically. Go ahead, Peters.
The mayor declines it. Let's say the mayor declines it, right? So then, and correct me if I'm wrong, sorry, but I'm also trying to understand it. I think part of me understanding it is trying to explain it.
Let's make sure we're referencing this because it's literally written down too.
Yeah. I got it right here. But a lawyer could initiate a referendum by getting a second bar certified co-signer and gathering 50 verified civilian signatures. So after that, then the legislative body has to verify the signatures, so you don't have one person signing 50 things. And then after that's all done and the DOJ verifies it, it goes into public voting using standard voting practices. And then after that, I mean, it would be up to the public to decide if the law goes into effect.
You're able to initiate a referendum. It can't just, it doesn't magically become law, right? It means that you need the people's vote.
Yeah.
Right. Voting process, right? Okay.
And I mean, it's all going to be, and then basically, next part is about transparency. DOJ has oversight on the whole thing.
Right. So I guess my question before still stands. If the mayor declines it, and I go and get a second signature from a co-signer, it still goes to a referendum if I get 50 votes, right?
50
yeah, referendum, yes,
happens,
but it doesn't become law.
Yeah, it's not law. Then it goes. Then it essentially would just be the public voting on if they want that legislation to pass or fail.
I
see. So the mayor doesn't want it,
or declines it, or doesn't respond to it. Yeah,
or doesn't show up to work, or just is
All right, that's fair enough. I think that's what I was explaining, but just came off a bit different. At least what I'm understanding. So,
I have a question. So submission process for this, like you can't.
It's not what he said though.
Like you can't just go above the mayor's head and go straight to step 2, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's the big difference there, Turner. Because you said you could circumvent the mayor, but you're not really circumventing them. You're
going through them, though.
It is one of many options, yes, but it wouldn't pass it right away, so they can't contest it right away. The intent of this is not to circumvent the mayor, just to be clear. The intent of this legislation is to give people the opportunity to push legislation by themselves, so not everything falls on the mayor's lap. So I'm going to give you an example, right? As of right now, one of the things that takes legislation very long to pass is it's not just you write something and you sign it. It's that the legwork needs to be done by the appropriate legislative authority to make people understand what that law is about. Take VAF, for example. Just that VAF repeal, even if we ignore everything that came prior to the posting of the VAF repeal, that was probably 24 hours of like maybe 24, 40 hours of man hours. Now the police department can take on that entire responsibility, or a group of people can take on that responsibility instead of having to leave it to the mayor to go through. Does that make sense? The heavy lifting can be done by somebody else.
I understand. I'm just looking at, I guess, different angles. I understand that point of view.
So let's say, for example,
in the future, if it somehow gets weaponized, that someone mayor doesn't want something, then goes around. Currently, if you don't want something, it can't even go up to a vote, right? Currently,
you could.
You could.
Yeah. Nothing prevents anybody today from putting up a referendum. It's literally in the Constitution.
I have a question about this.
Yeah.
Is this only for Los Santos County, or is it?
It is, but this is going to go up for referendum for being on both.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's pretty much anyone can do a referendum, but, well, in theory, anyone can do it, but realistically, not everyone can, because, a lot of people don't really understand how the shit works. Anyways, all right.
To it, right?
Oh, I know. We need case law for people interfering in scenes.
I think it has less to do with. It's complicated. However, there are only a handful of people that are willing to put in the work. Right?
I think a word that you used before, and I'm going to use here now, is it's passion. If people aren't interested in it, if they're not passionate about it, then
most people just want to do boosts and shoot motherfuckers. That's the reality of things, right?
Right. Passion's a big one.
Yeah. Okay.
In all aspects.
Yep. All right. Oh, look.
All right. Well, fair enough. And we'll see what transpires with that, and we'll have to get Maeve and try to get a whole team together. It's again, I don't want people who are gonna be forced into doing it. I want people who want to do it. Who are good at it. We got to get the people who have the minds for it. Either hire them, if not hire them, we got to have them obviously working for us already.
The PD has lacked legislative input for a long fucking time, right? And there's a lot of shit that needs to be changed, obviously, but it's a lot of work too. It's not a lot of work. It just needs two of the three people that is somewhat dedicated to it. Like, it's not impossible. It's very I'm trying to find the right way to put this into words. It doesn't need to be someone's full-time job, but if you have 3 to 5 individuals, it can certainly be a part-time job. You know what I mean? Something they do on the side, something that they become experts in. And without that, you guys are never going to get the teeth you need. Hypothetically, let's say you get Michael, right? In the mayor's office. Man works hard, right? But he's not going to it's not going to be the same. And he's going to have a lot of other shit on his plate, too. So,
and one of his what's the word for it? One of the statements he's making is that he's going to work more to push more legislation for people, bring it to them. You don't think he's going to follow through with that? Campaign promises.
I think it is the responsibility for every organization, including yours, to be self-sufficient rather than hopeful, right? Because hopefulness is what gets you fucked in the ass, right? Does he have the interest to do it? Absolutely. Does he want to do it? Absolutely. But when reality hits and you're pulled into meetings for 12 hours a fucking day because X, Y, and Z is taking place, all of a sudden the hopes and wishes become and remain hopes and wishes. I mean, take for example, Turner, you know, when you took it office, there's probably a million things you wanted to do, right? Ideas that you got, but then reality hits. It's
absolutely.
And that's why I'm very much advising y'all really need your own internal self-sufficient legislative minds.
Call you back in a moment here. Great.
That not only have time to like make sure that they're writing things that make sense for you guys, but also can hit the streets and advocate why those things are needed. That's the biggest cost, right? Whether it's talking to the PD, whether it's talking to the DOJ, whether it's talking to different people on the street, it's not just a simple yes or no. It's convincing people why it needs to happen. So, and I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but, you know, this is the reality we live in. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's always going to be an uphill battle, no matter how you spin it, no matter how you put it.
Which part? Like finding people type shit?
Going out and pushing changes that much of the time support us. There's not a lot of people in support of us. The realistic part of it.
I don't know if that's true though. I don't think that's true at all.
Okay, I should say there's not a lot. I'd say there's more people that don't support us as opposed to that support us, but there are a handful of people that do support us.
PD has it easier today than they ever have.
In what sense?
I think in every sense of the way, to be honest. I'm not saying it's easy, but if I'm going to draw some comparisons, like what makes you feel that way?
We have people threatening us day in and day out to dismember us, to attack us, to find out who we are, find out where we live. And then they have groups and gangs behind them that do the exact same thing and sit there and follow them. I'm saying a lot of people, the people we run into on a day-to-day basis, would like to see us turned inside out.
But this isn't like a new phenomena, right?
No, but it's definitely one we're dealing with. It's definitely been turned up as of lately. I'm curious how you think things have been easier on PD compared to the past. Legitimately, what are you speaking of exactly at that point?
This city used to be a lot more fucking dangerous. Like, yeah, you guys deal with shootouts, right? But you win court cases. You have judges that are willing to actually rule in your favor, right? The amount of raids that you've been able to conduct are higher than I've ever remembered. Now, these might be little diamonds in a pile of shit, but you know, if I dial back fucking 5 years ago around this time, you don't have civilian buildings being RPG'd, DOJ denying raid warrants, literal murders of law enforcement officers getting skipped over. I'm not saying it's easy, but comparatively, like, yeah.
Would you agree with that there, Peters?
I see where both of you come from. I think so I understand what Nino's trying to say. The thing that I think we ultimately have a police force that doesn't necessarily, well, I don't think we should strike fear in the hearts of men and women. I think there was I think what Turner's saying as far as support goes is we're just a fucking laughing stock at this point. It's like, hey, you know what? We're going to give you a traffic ticket. And they're like, nah, fuck that. We're just going to wipe the PD if you don't leave us alone. And then it's the support from the public ultimately. I mean,
yeah,
we're not in a completely civilianless city, but a majority of the people, a vast majority of the people are just ultimately criminals that hate us and want to gun us down at any opportunity they get.
How did we go down this road here?
I don't know. Is that what we were talking about?
No, that's why I'm kind of, maybe we're talking about different topics. I thought we were talking about legislation.
Right. So I guess okay. So that's where it came from.
Yeah.
It came down from the statement of that's always an uphill battle is going out there and promoting this legislation, right? That was the response to why it's an uphill battle.
Yeah. I like, and that's where I'm like kind of confused. Is like, it sounds like tell me if I'm wrong here, that y'all don't have people that can speak to people without dying.
No, I mean, we can. I mean, a perfect example would be when we tried to go talk to that dumb fuck St. Clair.
His gang doesn't even exist on forum.
No, I know, but that would be like an example, you know?
Could you invite him to the PD?
No, I couldn't invite him. Why? I want nothing to do with him.
Here's where I'm at. Obviously something would need to be tried, right? And you have to give it an opportunity. I mean, that might be as simple as inviting certain figureheads into the police department, knowing there is a chance they're gonna, turn it into some shit. But I don't know. I'd like to think that there's got to be. I don't know. I don't know what to say here. It sounds like you two are lazy.
These are all things that have been going on, like you said. What I'm responding to is I'm saying it's an uphill battle. We could disagree on that. That's fine. But I'm saying it's an uphill battle. It's hard.
It's going to be difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
So, but that is definitely something we're going to have to look for, and maybe it's a person to do that. Preferably get a team behind her, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 5.3. All right. Do you have anyone in the police department that can speak to people like humans?
Treat people like humans. What do you mean by
speak
that?
to them like humans, right? Where they aren't going to get gunned down, or like, correct me if I'm wrong here, or maybe it's because we went on a massive tangent, but the impression I'm sort of getting here is that it's going to be an uphill battle. But do you think you've got people that can, speak to these felons and not felons in a way to get them to understand why certain PD legislation is needed and it's good for everybody?
I think we have a lot of people that can do that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it's up to us if we can speak to them that day, truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah. Understandable. Okay.
I don't. Well, I think we have people that could talk. I mean, look,
5.3.
what's the best way to put this? We're going to have to try it. That's it.
Yeah. It's just,
We're going to have to try it and see where it goes.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of people who treat people like humans. I truly do. I don't think. We'll have to try it. We'll have to put some work towards it and get the right people in the right positions.
What is it that you believe is setting you guys up for failure right now? Like, what is it that you need to succeed? Or even let's say what do you see as success? Like, what is the bare minimum of success? Let's just say, even if the highest tier was everyone is scared shitless of you, that's unrealistic, right? That's where you eventually want to get to. But let's say that was the highest rung. What would be the first rung that you want to reach? And what would you describe that as? Like, man, we made progress. There is more fear. Because I'd like to think, and perhaps this is kind of where my confusion comes from, y'all have people scared, especially the last 2 months, especially with a lot of the advocacy that's been happening from my office, from your office, about raids, about terrorists going away, the shit with Princess. You raided a gang recently, right? There's literal reposts just fucking tore apart. No longer in this city. Yeah, you got Cyprus literally broke up. They're no longer in the city, right? So, and perhaps this is kind of where my attitude or nonchalantness kind of comes from, is like, I feel like there is teeth, you know, maybe, like, let me take a moment and say, do you guys recognize you guys have been doing a lot of, like, people are scared? Or realize that the reckoning can come? Comparatively to like 2 months ago.
I think we've been making improvements, and we're working our way up those rungs. I think we're moving in the right direction in that sense.
Yeah.
Still plenty of room for improvements, but we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Do I recognize it? Yes. Do I see others recognizing it? No.
Others within the department?
No. Outside the department.
But the people outside the department are the ones that notice, no?
Yeah, I guess that's not what I'm seeing, though, right? I guess they're not making that apparent to myself. You know? Of course, people like to puff their chest and you know, say what they say and try to act all tough at times. So maybe you're hearing differently. That's definitely not something I've seen or heard of.
What does that look like, though? Like, what? So, to kind of run it back, if the highest tier of, like, PD success is that fifth rung, right? And that fifth rung is, like, every fucking gang is, like, scared shitless that the PD's coming through, right? What is that first rung, and what does that look like? Like, what is that first milestone marker?
Probably doesn't look like a whole lot, frankly.
Well, what would you want it to be, right? Like, what does your goal look like? That first, like, you know, there's 5 milestone markers with the 5th one being unachievable. What's the first one look like?
I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like on the receiving or not receiving it. I don't know what it's going to look like from our point of view. But what I know it looks like from at least within the PD, it looks like, you know, raids are being conducted, investigations are being done. You know, people are up to the next investigation. So like, I want everything being looked into. I want search warrant subpoenas.
Yeah.
I want people looking into things and not just, you know, frankly, what we talked about, ping chasing. And that's what has been happening. Like I said, I haven't heard anything from the public in any way, shape, or form. Besides threats, more and more threats, which I guess could be perceived as them being pressed in some way, shape, or form about it.
Yeah. I think the reason, and I'm demanding, I guess, or not even demanding, but like sort of trying to nudge this answer out, is I think it's important to figure out internally what that looks like. Because, you know, the PD, just like any other organization, I mean, look, you're running a gang, right? You have milestones. Where do we need to get to, right? And if you don't have those milestones internally, even when it comes to, like, talking to me about it, right? Because I was still in office for another 3 months, right? I need to know, like, what is that? What does it look like? What are we trying to achieve? Because you want to know when you cross that line. Not only to pat yourself on the back, but even internally, you know, track that progress. Am I making sense there?
You are, and I guess I haven't thought about the next ones per se. I had some goals this term, which I believe I've met the majority of them myself. Different types of goals than what you're presenting, but yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to prescribe what those goals are.
Right.
More of the advocacy of, like, you don't want to end up in a position where it's like, well, we're never going to reach greatness because that greatness is this, like, unachievable milestone that you're never going to hit.
No,
right?
Absolutely not.
And that's why you need those intermediate ones. No, I recognize that, but I'm just talking like human nature here, right? Like, fair
enough. Yeah, I'll have to think of some of those. I agree. Having some milestones would be good. Clear-cut milestones.
Okay. All right. Well, shit. All right. Well, anything else we got to chat about?
I think we're good right now. Thank you, Nino.
All right. Yep. Anytime. Oh yeah. Budget closes in 12 hours.
Peters, what was that about the Yo engines?
Oh yeah, I need to get those from you.
I will take a look. Yeah. Tomorrow morning. Give me a call.
Any way we could get reimbursed for those?
Sure. Just put I'm a dumbass. I lost 2 yotes.
I'm not above that at all. I'm a dumbass. I lost 2 yotes. Do you want me to twat it?
Just put the thing in.
No, don't twat that.
What thing in? Put
in the request, the same way you guys request money.
Right now, she's not telling me what I need to do. She just wants me to put.
Just ask Turner to do it. He knows how to.
I'm the assistant. Okay. Oh, you just tell me what.
The command report. The command report.
I don't know.
Go to losantos.me and go to request funding, and then put it in there. Everyone else does it. EMS is putting it in. Scott Dunn putting theirs in as well.
Website's down. Right when I go to do it, website's down.
No, it's not. I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
I literally can't. I can't open it now. I can't. I can't fucking get into it.
Do you see it, Turner?
Yeah, I have it. Check that, Peter's email.
Okay, I can do that.
Did you put it in wrong, or I'm confused?
No,
I
for
gave
whatever. I tried
direct.
to. Yeah, I'll put it in, but for whatever reason, the court center website was loading for me, and then I clicked one thing and I got a DNS there.
Wait, did you go to Court Center or losantos.me?
Courtcenter.me.
What? Did I not say losantos.me?
Yeah, you said Los Santos.
I did, but then I clicked the court center button, and now I got a DNS there
Why did you go to Court Center?
because it was there. There's a little shopping cart there.
Wait, what?
You hit the go get funding on that page.
Yeah, but I wanted to see what's on the court center with the shopping thing. You guys aren't curious about what they're selling in there? What if they got something really cool I don't even know about, like heated panties or something?
Peters,
Yes, sir.
you find the get funding button?
Yes, sir.
Great. We'll get that filled out and sent in.
Okay. Oh my God, I did 832 hours this term. No, 901.
901.
Yeah, hours.
That's what, 10 hours a day average?
I have no fucking idea.
Yes.
Apparently.
That's exactly 10 hours a day.
Oh, wait.
Good.
No, this is from January, actually.
How are you calculating this?
Stated codes?
Adding up your hours?
Yeah.
Your pay?
Yeah. You have to do math and shit. It's,
What's our bank account number? Isn't it like 2 or something?
For PD?
Yeah, I'll do it later.
I forgot what number ours was. 7?
I think it's
Go take
7.
a look right now.
All right. All right.
I'll check. I'll do this.
Yeah, be sure you send that in tonight.
Yes,
How much? You guys have enough money in your accounting account, right?
We're pretty careful on our spending right now and staying pretty even. So
All right. They're probably going to get zeroed out in a couple days here, just so you know.
you are.
Everybody.
We are too.
I would not be surprised.